We're back. You might be thinking, finally, or you may be thinking, bloody hell. Welcome back to the Borne Chat Shit podcast with your hosts, George Osborne and
Victoria Kowalska. People might actually listen to that and be like, who the hell is that? Because I never introduced myself as my full name.
Yeah, so when I first met Vicky, I couldn't say her name. I didn't know what her name was, but I call her Wiki, Vicky, Bicky. That's my little relation. So me and Vicky are on our own. If I'm being cute and soft, I'll call her Bicky, my Bicky. Anyway, welcome back to the podcast. If you are listening to this, please share it on your stories or thumbs it up or whatever, rate it. And if you are, walking about, out and about in the sun, maybe doing a little bit of work, whatever it may be, share it. Get it out there. We hope you enjoy today's podcast. Today, bit of an update in terms of life and where things are going and what we're doing. There's a lot going on, but we're here for it. So, do you want to announce?
You always do this.
I always do it, yes. Vicky,
do you want to announce? The thing that George does on this podcast is he will waffle for around 2-3 minutes and then not that I switch off, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to let him do the talking. I'm going to let him, then my ADHD kicks in and I'm looking at things in the house. I'm like, oh, that needs to be done. And then you're like, do you want to take over? But the announcement is, if you haven't seen on our socials already, is that we are in fact moving abroad.
Yeah, and where are we moving to?
We're moving to Spain, Español, Alicante.
Hola, señor.
¿Qué tal? Yeah, he still needs to learn the language. But yeah, we're ultimately moving to Spain, and I know a lot of people probably listen to this thinking, where the hell has this come from? And to be honest with you, I completely agree with you. It's sort of come out of the blue, but we've been wanting to move out of the UK for ages. Absolutely ages.
I think ever since we went to Thailand, I think it's really showed us a different perspective of life. And yeah. I love that side. I plan to retire in Thailand. That's the long-term goal. But it just made me realise when I come back to the UK, like, I'm not happy being here.
Yeah, we sort of come back, we think, and it's nothing to do with work, because I know a lot of people that I've spoken to, they're like, oh, it's because you come back to work. No, because when we go away, we still work exactly the same.
Oh, yeah.
Wherever we go, whether it's Poland, Thailand, Dubai, like, we still have the same routine. We still do our check-ins. We still reply to clients. We still do the exact same thing in terms of content, etc., etc. So workload stays the same. I just think it's more so the environment. And for me, it was way before Thailand. I always knew I wasn't going to stay in the UK. I don't have any family here. My parents live in Dubai. The rest of my family live in Poland. The only thing that really kept me here was the fact that I've got my house and the dogs.
Yeah, and probably for me and probably my family. But I mean, my family live where we're based in Stoke at the moment. It's about 2.5 hours down south, and when you actually think about it, it's quicker to go jump on a plane and go to Spain than what it is to go see my parents. Mine is obviously, queuing up and getting to the airport earlier, blah, blah, blah. But the actual journey is quicker on a plane than it is to go see my family. Pretty much the same, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the same. So the reason why we chose Spain is because we thought about Dubai. The thing about Dubai is, like, I'm just not a Dubai girly. I just don't think I would feel very good there. That's one minor point, but the bigger point is the dogs. The dogs just wouldn't have a great quality of life there. It would have been too hot in the summer, plus the thought of them being in, like, the luggage the luggage compartment when flying petrifies me. If I was to put them in there, I would be in a crate with them. Like, I would not let them go alone. So yeah, that was just like a complete no-go. Then of course Thailand, we loved that, but again, travel for the dogs. And we ended up going to Spain for my birthday at the start of July, and like just waking up and going outside when it was sunny and we could just have our coffee outside and start our day like that. I was like, wow, like, this is amazing. It's not too hot for the dogs, even though when we went peak heat wave. The mornings weren't that bad. Like, if we took them out in the mornings, they'd be fine. They're in an air-conned house anyway. And we just decided to sort of say, like, fuck it, let's just go. We obviously weighed up the pros and the cons of travel, costs, what we need to do with the dogs, visas, etc. And we'll dive into all of that in a short while, because I know a lot of people that might want to move abroad will probably benefit from listening to this, especially if you're an online coach thinking about relocating. We'll talk about the ins and outs of that. But yeah, we just came back and we were like, should we do it? We should do it. And then before you know it, I've almost sold my house, touch wood, and we're going to be homeless, or we're going to be moving at the end of the year. So it's been a little bit of a spontaneous thing, but at the same time, it has been very well thought through. And I think that is one thing that I told myself I'm going to do this year, say yes to more things that I actually want to do rather than procrastinating on them, because the amount of things, I even remember, right? We've been together for 3.5 years, but we met early 2022. So we did 2023 New Year's together, 2024 and 2025, right? We've done 3 New Year's together, and every single time we would sit there and write like New Year's resolutions, not like, okay, I'm gonna get fit and lose 5 pounds, but things that we actually wanted to achieve. And from the first year that we spent New Year's together, we always said we want to move house at least, and we wanted to have more freedom with what we do, and we've never done it. We've never ever done it. And I told myself 2025 is the year where I actually take action on something. And we initially thought about getting a mortgage together in the UK, but then we were sort of sat there like, there is nowhere in the UK that I would classify as home.
No, I agree.
Not.
Yeah, I think on that note, I think I've lived my life very routined. I missed out on a lot of my living life when I was early 20s, and now I'm 28. Whilst we're in the position that we are, which we're very grateful for, I think we should take advantage of that. And actually, the beautiness of our job is that, and I'm sure maybe coaches or self-employed people who, don't need to go to work, you can work.
Don't need to physically
go to work, sorry, don't need to go to work. You can be wherever you want. We can be wherever we want. We've been Thailand, we've still worked, like you said, Dubai, Poland, we've been everywhere and still continue to live our life. And work. We can take advantage of that. And why aren't we, basically? Why am I still in Stoke?
It's fear of change.
And I think for me, like, once I'm in a routine, this is where I really struggle. Like, I'm a very routine person, so anything outside my routine is like, I just can't, my brain just can't seem to work it out. And it could be something stupid like going to the gym an hour later than what I had planned in my head. Like, I really, really struggle with it. And it's something that I've tried to actively work upon. I just don't do anything outside of that, like I don't take any risks. And I told myself this year as well that I want to change that. I want to work on that. I want to because I don't want to live my life and look back and go, fucking hell, like, why didn't I do that when I could, And I've always said, like, with everything that I do, it always works out anyway. It's just that, like you said,
and if it doesn't, it's a learning point.
Yeah, it's a learning point. And like we've said before, like, we've spoken about it off podcast, but when negatives in situations happen, sometimes they happen for a great reason, and that gives you an opportunity to grow. And you don't know until you make these sort of mistakes, or you don't know until things fall through. And I think if I can go for it, it excites me,
I'm definitely that type of person. Like, I always like to know certain things, and if I don't know, I really struggle to make that decision. Like, everything needs to be thought out, everything needs to be planned out, but at the same time, I'm quite like spontaneous. So I'm the best way I could describe it, like, if I'm going to do something, it needs to happen now. Like, I need to make that change now. And if I have to think about it in the long run, and it's like, okay, well, I'll do this in 2 years' time, 3 years' time, it just never happens. So yeah, that's just sort of like the personality type that I am. And I think, just touching on a point, because it's swiveling in the back of my mind, and we actually spoke about this on our walk this morning. Like, I was reminiscing what I used to watch when I was younger, and I started, singing Hannah Montana. I was like, you get the limo out front. And I was like, oh my God, like, times when you were younger were so amazing, you didn't realize it at the time. And then I was like, oh my God, uni was so amazing, and I didn't realize that at the time. And then I thought to myself, like, well, I'm going to be 30, 40, 50, given that, the higher power, wherever it is, allows me to live up until that point. And I don't want to be looking back at my 20s thinking like, why didn't you live? Like, your 20s were your prime. We always look back at old times and think, oh, do you remember when I didn't have these responsibilities and I didn't, take this on? And there's been no point in my life where I've regretted not doing something. The only regret that I've had is not actually pursuing something I wanted to.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think this is like really a reflection of us completely stepping outside of our comfort zone. Because, by the way, if you listen to this is not something that we are like, just like, yeah, amazing, excited about, because I've cried about this move a couple of times from like the sheer fear and anxiety of like, what if it doesn't work out? What if finances are going to be too stressful? What if like this house sale falls through? What if we're homeless? What if we're this? What if we're like, I'm very much like a warrior.
Yeah,
and
of course. You think
I always think the worst. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, what if I go? Because I've got an EU passport, so I don't need to apply for a visa, but that also means I'm like, am I going to be able to come back to the UK because of the settlement scheme? Blah, blah, blah. So anyway,
we've sorted that.
George basically said we'll get married, but I want an actual proposal.
Free ticket, little free ticket to get back in the UK, Vix.
That's the only reason why I'm with you. I'm joking. Shit. But yeah, I just think I'm trying to have this internal self-talk now where I'm like, look, if it doesn't work out, the worst that can happen is you just learn from it. Like, that is literally the worst that can happen, because at the end of the day, I know I will make things work. I'm too stubborn to not make things work. And
Same.
if it doesn't work in terms of like, look, we move, we're not happy with this, with that, we just move somewhere else. Like, people have done it over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And I just think actually it's fun because we learn so much in the process.
Oh yeah, I'm already knowing there's going to be mistakes down the road. I already know that we're going to fall out multiple times down the road.
Don't manifest that.
Yeah, but it happens, right?
True.
You know, when these sort of things happen, because it's a lot of stress and there's a lot of change and there's a lot of emotions that are involved in it. Like, I fucking know we're going to fall out and have that sort of, but that's a part of the process. But we'll look back and we'll go, well, we made it. You know, we did what we needed to do, and I guarantee we're going to be so much happier for it in that sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Other reasons for the move to Spain?
Sun.
We said that.
Did I say that? I mean, I'm looking now, I think fucking has blue skies here, but sun. I like the Spanish culture. I like the vibe to it.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it. It's chilled. Like the Spanish, I don't know if anyone's, many people have been in Spain obviously, but chilled. I mean, the only downside is
but they are chilled.
They are too chilled sometimes. Like, we get up at 4 o'clock. Okay, cool. Let's have a look if there's like, I don't know, maybe a 24-hour McDonald's. McDonald's don't open till 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
there.
no,
And I'm
we're trying
thinking,
to find a coffee. We're like, what?
that's my like
on?
lunchtime dinner. I'm not gonna have a coffee at beyond 10 o'clock. So yeah, we need to make sure we invest into a bloody coffee machine. That's for sure, because getting coffee anywhere is going to be
coffee
an absolute
machine
nightmare.
Recommendations, please, because we've got an espresso at the moment, but I want an actual coffee bean one.
Yeah, coffee bean grinder one, a bit of a bougie one. That's what I want.
We're getting old.
Yeah,
if we're investing into things like that, I know we're getting old.
Yeah. Espresso is a bit like kids, isn't it?
Yeah. The next thing, actually.
Sorry.
The next thing, before I forget, is the fact that I really want to learn Spanish. Like, I really, really want to learn Spanish. I'm already on I think it's like Spanish coffee house sort of thing on Spotify. Is a podcast, and is a guy that does like 10-minute episodes, and he like teaches a girl whilst he does these podcasts. Oh. So I've learned, hola, ¿qué tal? Bien.
Okay.
Mucho. Okay, I forgot it now. But anyway, I'm learning that. That'll be good. And one of the main reasons why Spain and nowhere else is because, of course, we have a lot of clients in the UK, and we want it to be very accessible for both us to travel back during show season, because we can't miss shows. Like, that's just one thing that what we're like. And also, it gives us the opportunity to invite clients over. I've already spoken to like the girls, and I know the guys are going to be on board of just doing like a little maybe training camp, even like a little bit of a photo shoot in Spain. That'd be cool. So it's just having like a little
camp, you know, like
a little training camp.
Yeah, little training camp.
All the girls are like, yeah, let's do a training camp. I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. So during the summertime, we're just going to drive, because by the way, we're driving to Spain.
Which is a completely different topic we can talk about.
We're driving to Spain. But yeah, we'll be driving back during the summertime or like competing season to make sure that, you know, we're here for all the shows, especially when there's back-to-back shows. Most important question, yes, the dogs are coming with us. They are.
Of course. What a stupid question.
The reason why we are moving, so they can have a lovely life and swim on the beaches and have
a lot of people are like, it's going to be too hot for them. We was walking around in Alicante and there's dogs out at like 33, 34 degrees.
Yeah, we won't do that.
I'm not saying I'm going to do that, by the way, but what I am saying is that, look, when you're in these countries, they will adjust.
Yeah.
They have to. The animals, I'm going to say the humans then, they basically are humans.
Human.
But they are animals, they'll adjust. And trust me, I'm not going to walk a German Shepherd, a 50 kilo German Shepherd, when it's 35 degrees, okay? No. So before RSPCA fucking DMs come at me about walking my dog in weather and stuff like that, first of all, shut up. Number
we
two,
treat those dogs like...
we treat these dogs...
We treat them above humans.
Yeah, we treat these dogs probably better than what you treat dogs, okay? So pipe down, all right, before you get clapped.
Yeah, we are looking after them. So they're coming with us and we're actually driving to Spain. So for anyone that's got pets and wants to go over to Spain, whether it's a holiday or whether it's obviously move, you can get a ferry from down south to Santander. It's from
like Plymouth
and Bournemouth.
Portsmouth.
Plymouth or Portsmouth. There's different types, but basically you drive on with your car, you pay extra for the dogs. The dogs can stay in the cabin with you, so you get your beds because it's an overnight ferry, and then you arrive there like 6 a.m, 7 a.m, and then you just drive over. So the actual transport is pretty simple. It's going to be around, well, if we stay at your parents', it's going to be like, 4 or 5 hours to the port, then an overnight ferry, swim, and then from Santander to Alicante, which is our first place that we're going to, it's 7 hours. So in the grand scheme of things, it's actually not that bad.
The only pickle that I've got at the moment, and I don't know if anyone's listening to this can give advice, is I don't know whether to take my car or sell my car and get a bigger car or a left-handed drive car, because obviously...
Second option, double.
Yeah.
So bigger, left-handed.
Yeah, so the issue is obviously driving a right-hand... It's not necessarily an issue, but it's a bit of an issue. Driving a right-handed car on a left side... No, whatever. You know what I mean? I just confused myself. You get what I mean? Driving right-handed on the right side.
Right-handed on a right side.
Yeah.
So driving a UK car in the EU.
Yeah, it's a bit obviously a bit annoying, innit? But I don't know whether to...
And you need to pay import fees after some time.
Yeah, and obviously...
And sometimes they can seize
my
the car.
is not like... I mean, my car is big enough, but at the same time, like, it's manual, it's not an automatic. I mean, if I'm rather an automatic, then... So yeah, and my mileage is up to like 80k now, so I'm thinking, my car's on its last legs, you know. Don't know what to do on that sense. So we'll keep you updated, but if anyone's listening, watching this, and has any sort of advice from their experience, would be great to hear. Trust me, I'm open ears about that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's one little complication that we've got. Do you want to dive into the visa aspect of things?
I know, I'm just touching on the other dogs things.
Oh, yeah,
dogs also, now that we're out of the EU, they do need certification from the vet. So you can either have a valid EU passport, which Mango actually has, because she's from Polska. She is a Polish girl, so she has that, but we just need to get Diesel sorted with a vet certificate, and they need rabies vaccination, and they need deworming, defleeing tablets within I don't know, actually, I think they take that way, but it's like within certain time period. So dogs just need to be sorted. They need to be muzzled on the ferry. That's the only thing. Yeah,
I mean, when they're in the room, they'll be sound, but when they're out on like the deck or when they're going for a shit and stuff, they'll just need to be muzzled, which, I mean, isn't the end of the world, of course.
They've both been muzzled in the vets, they'll be okay.
I mean, yeah, they'll be absolutely sound in that, yeah. So there was two options. There was either put them in the crates at the top of the boat, or put them in, or spend extra and put them in with us, obviously.
And it's not that much more.
It's like extra 70, 80 quid in it.
Yeah.
I think something like that. So, of course, the dogs are going to be sleeping with us. There's no way I'm putting the dogs in a crate up the top of... I just couldn't do that. Like, how could anyone live with that? God knows. So, yeah, obviously transferred... like, this is boring talk right now, but I transferred Diesel to the same vets as Vicky, because the vets that I was at was shit and charging me a fortune for bullshit stuff. So they're at the same vets right now, so they're together, so we can go and do these sort of things together. Which
Shire's vets would recommend.
So much easier, and their vets are brilliant, by the way. Vicky's vets are way better than my vets.
So amazing. I never thought I'd say that either, but they're amazing. They're amazing.
So we'll get that obviously sorted.
Visas, yes.
So Vicky's all right in terms of, obviously you've got a Polish passport, so being British right now, I mean, who the fuck voted to leave the EU? I do not know.
Did you?
No, I didn't vote at all, but I wish I did now to say. Anyway, it's a little bit more complicated for me to be able to live in Spain. So,
all right, Sam Sulek.
Yeah, I'm burping like bloody Sam Sulek here. God, always the case. Yeah, what I was saying. Yeah, nomad visa is what it's called. Digital nomad visa, which basically is...
That George is going for. There's different types of visas.
Yeah, there's different types of visas. Vicky, do you want to just explain? Because you're so much better than me.
I mean, I've planned all of this. I've got a lovely spreadsheet. It's step by step of everything that we need to do. Ultimately, what I need to do is just go over there. I've got 90 days that I can stay in there, and all I just need to do is go to the Spanish local town and just register my residence there and have national insurance, like EU national insurance, and a few other bits. George's is a little bit more complicated, so we're actually opting to go via a lawyer, like a a visa lawyer, because it's just going to be so much easier. He's going for a digital nomad visa. So for any online coaches out there wanting to move to Spain, this is probably what you're going to be looking at. There's a couple of bits of criteria that you need. You need like a certificate, like a university certificate or a higher degree certificate, or you need to have like certain contracts. You can't work for a company. You need to be solely like self-employed. Like there's like little tiny bits that's basically needs to be compiled. You need to show proof that you earn over a certain amount. You need a letter of either reference or a letter of motivation. So we won't bore you with the details. If you want a little bit more surrounding it, then we can, I'm sure when we know more details surrounding this whole topic, actually sit down and do a podcast on it.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments on YouTube or DM us directly, like if you want us to actually talk about these things, if you're planning to move, because I'm sure that even if our current like followers, subscribers don't listen to this, maybe there'll be someone out there.
Maybe there's someone who know the actual ins and outs of it. Obviously,
Yeah.
this is just an overview of terms of what we're doing, just to kind of give people a bit of an idea. So yeah, it's a little bit complicated.
Sorry, I'm going to slurp my coffee.
I inquired to a lawyer, and pricing wise for the whole like thing is going to be roughly around €1,800 to 2.5k, which is again going to be.
Oh, is it? That's expensive.
Depending on the package that you want to get. Obviously, you need to remember that there's a lot more that they need to do, and they need to obviously pay
just
for.
do it out then.
They need to pay for translating as well from English to Spanish as well, which costs them a fee.
I can do that.
So yeah, ChatGPT can do it. So yeah, it's a little bit on the spennier side, but it probably again. What we want to do is we want to get that sorted when we are there, because obviously when you apply for this visa, if you did it in the UK, it takes longer and you only get up to a year, whereas when you do it in Spain, it's quicker, because they have, by law, they have 20 days to obviously review it and do
10.
it. No, it's 20. The guy told me 20. And if they don't do it within that time, then you automatically get, which I'm hoping that will be the case.
Imagine.
If they don't do it in 20 days, they automatically allow it to go through, apparently, he says.
Oh,
which is mad. Don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so it's better to actually get it sorted there.
And you can get to up to 3 years in Spain. Obviously, it varies depending on who you are. It could be 6 months they might give you. It could be 12 months. It could be 2 years. It could be 3 years. But you've got more chance of getting an extended one in Spain than what you do in the UK.
And then you can cruise on that visa for up to 5 years, after which you need to get residency.
Yeah. And I think as well, like, I would much rather all the paperwork done, so when I'm out there, I can just go, there you go, and then just like, yeah, cool, and I don't have to worry too much about it, other than maybe a few other sort of bits. So yeah, it's we're sitting here saying that it sounds very chilled, but there's a lot more that goes into it than obviously what you think. And
it's stress.
It's a lot of stress as well, because obviously being self-employed is a tricky game in itself.
It is.
And being British as well is a tricky old game as well. Unfortunately, going to the EU at the moment. So yeah, we'll keep you posted on that. But what were you saying?
I was just going to say, like, it's all stressful. It's all a lot to deal with. But the big but is, regardless of what you do in life, there's going to be stress. It's just the stress that you choose, and we choose this so I can be out in the sun.
And we've decided to do it with clients competing the back end of this year. I don't even know what else is going on. A lot is basically going on.
There's a lot going on, but diamonds are made under pressure, and I feel like both of us work so well. Like there's priorities that we've got that we just don't let slip. So regardless of what's going on in the next couple of months, I just know everything is going to work out. Because client shows are all planned. Everyone is on track. Dogs are going into the little doggy hotel with all their friends for those weekends.
Well, they ain't got back to me. I inquired to them about 2 months ago. They still ain't got back to me.
So now you tell me.
Yeah, I have to message
mid-podcast.
Yeah, sorry. I just followed up. Sorry, yeah.
Now I'm stressed.
No, it'd be fine. We're loyal to them anyway. We've given them fucking thousands of pounds over the years, so they bloody better let us in. Anyway, we haven't actually said where we're going. Spain, yeah, of course, but where in Spain
I
are we
said
going?
Alicante.
You said Alicante?
Not listening to me now.
Maybe not. So we're going there first of all, Alicante. But what we're going to do is we're going to scope around a little bit. So we've got 3 places on the list. So Alicante, we've got Marbella, and we've got Mallorca.
I just wanted to see if you remembered.
Mallorca, I got it right, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
The only issue, so this is us all over. First thing is important to us is, what are the gyms like? That's number one. So Marbella, in my opinion, has the best gyms.
Yeah.
Alicante's got a good gym, Titan Fitness.
Mallorca, not so great.
Not so great. It's on an island as well, which, I mean, but when you look at the prices in Mallorca, you can get like a bloody villa for quite a decent price. Marbella, a little bit different, obviously spenny. Alicante's in the middle. Alicante, more like flats. Mallorca, villa. Marbella, house flat, depending on where you're sort of staying, but more expensive. It's kind of like London, like, you know, getting a flat in London versus a flat in Stoke, for example. It's kind of a bit like that. So obviously, but I'm just trying to give comparisons. Okay. That's all. So yeah, we're gonna, you know, scoot around, see where we like, because obviously I've never been to Marbella, I've never been to Mallorca before, and see see what we prefer, and then make a decision from there in terms of what we do.
We'll go in Alicante first.
Yeah, Alicante.
Because my parents are coming for Christmas.
We're
and my
hosting Christmas. Well,
I know, we're hosting our first Christmas in a house that we haven't even got yet.
Yeah, and just for reference, I'm not hosting Christmas. Vicky's hosting Christmas.
No, just for reference, I'm not hosting Christmas. My family's coming over, and my mum and my auntie are going to cook because they're absolutely incredible at what they do.
I sit there with a full belly going, this is fantastic. Thank you so much for inviting
Polish
me.
food. Phenomenal. Full table. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. See, the weather in December time in like Alicante or South Spain is like 17 to 20 degrees. So it's basically what it is right now. Maybe a little bit colder, but I mean, I ain't complaining about that in December time, that's for sure.
No,
I ain't sitting around with
great.
fucking 2 degrees, freezing my tits off.
Oh, when are we planning to go?
December?
Vicky? Which one?
Whatever day Vicky says we'll go.
This is literally George. So ferries are on Tuesdays and on Thursdays. I've got like a group photo shoot. Oh my God, my voice sounds so funny. I've got a group photo shoot on the 30th of November. So the week after, I think we're going to go say bye to George's parents and his sister, and then potentially go from there. So I'm thinking the first Thursday of December.
Okay, there we go. That's the date. Vicky said it, not me. Pressure's on Vicky now.
The pressure's on you now.
Yeah, shit.
Because I can go and I can leave you behind. See you later.
Yeah. See you later, alligator. Take the dogs with you. On mine, I'll be like blimmin' back my parents again, bro.
I would, but I don't want to drive myself for that.
Yeah,
long.
so you're lucky you get to be... Luckily, I love driving, like 7 hours.
And don't say it's easy, because I've got Mango on my laps the whole time.
I know, that's one thing about getting a bigger car, so Mango can have her own seat in the back.
She will still sit on my laps.
I know, Dee will still have his head out the window screaming.
And there will still be hair everywhere.
The Spanish will just look at us like, what the fuck is going on? So, yeah, exciting times, a lot to go through, and what's that?
Oh, one more question before you wrap this up. How are you feeling about this whole thing?
I'm excited for the challenge. I'm very nervous. I'm on edge. Obviously, it's very like I said to begin with, when I'm in a routine and now I've got all this to do, it's very like, whoa. But I always, when it comes to pressure, I always deliver. Always. There's not once in my life where I've never delivered. When I've really had to put the pressure on, I've fucking delivered. So, yeah, I'm just going to put the pressure on myself and just deliver. That's how I see it.
I'll put the pressure on you, no problem.
Yeah, I can look at this pressure as a bad thing, or I've just realised in any situation I can look at a bad thing or a good thing. I go, oh, this is so tiring, so much pressure. Or I can go, yeah, this is time to thrive, Georgie boy, and that's what's going to happen.
Pressure's privilege.
Yeah, that's actually, yeah.
Pressure is privilege. Yeah. The fact that we get to experience this pressure just shows how lucky we are.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, this is a huge choice that we're making, and the pressures that I used to have when like I grew up, because my parents moved to the UK when I was 6-ish. They had no money, and it was literally like a make it or break it situation. They had nothing in Poland. They were like, we need to make it here. That was true pressure. We've got somewhat of a stability, and we get to go to a different country out of choice. Like, and I think that's such a phenomenal and grateful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think, as I've, like I said, to begin with, like I went on one holiday between the age of 18 and 25 when I met you, and I think I look back at that now and I think, I could have still been like, because I was so into bodybuilding, and obviously I'm always going to be, that's never, and I could sit here and go, well, I could have enjoyed my life a little bit more. It may not ended up where I am right now today, but I think now as I'm getting closer to 30, oh my God, don't look at the camera, Vicky, like that. Life is going by very, very quickly. And I remember being like 16 and thinking, being 28, I think that never happened, And now I'm sitting there thinking when I'm 28, 40, it's never going to happen. But eventually I'm going to be 40.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure that I look back and go, you know what, I gave this a good crack and I've done something with my life that I can look back on and go, you know what, fair fucking play, I've done it. Whilst I'm in the position, I'm like, why don't I take advantage of this? Why can't I do this? And it's going to motivate me more because I'm going to be in an environment that I want to be in, you know, and I love inspiring. That's why I started the YouTube channel. That's why I do, you know, all the things that I've done in my life, because I just enjoy like inspiring and just wanting to be better and showcasing that you can come from, you know, very average and achieve good heights in life and constantly striving for more. And that's what I want to do. I just want to constantly strive for more. And I felt like over the last year or so, I've kind of hit that sort of wall, and I want to now take that sort of next step, if you know what I mean. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for it. Yeah.
I'm glad. How am I feeling? Yeah. Oh, my feelings are, the best way I could describe myself is if whoever's watched Tangled, the Disney film, when she comes out the tower, she's like, I came out the tower. Oh my God, I came out the tower. Like, that is literally how I feel. Like, it's just so up and down. There's so many emotions that I feel, but that's pretty much me anyway. I feel like this is just like exacerbated. This is literally like me, you know, on monkey dust right now. You know, it's very extreme for me because I've created such a stable life here for myself. You know, I've got the house and I've got a really good job. The business is something I love, and it's my passion. It's my whole world, and I've got, you know, stability in this relationship. And I just feel like, why are you doing all of this? But I think, you know, with great risk comes great reward. And I spoke to my parents about it. They were like, look, you wouldn't have had the life that you did had we not made that risk to come over to the UK and set our life here and struggle for a little bit, because it was a struggle. And that's sort of how I'm starting to see it. So did you just...
I didn't pick a bogey and flick it, no. I did.
I'm here coming out with some motivation Wiccavelli, and you're picking your nose.
The thing is, I actually didn't mean to pick my nose in the bogey to end up on my finger. You know them ones where you actually just give yourself...
And you flicked it.
But yeah, I'll pick it up.
Just cleaned the house. Where is it?
It's just down there.
No,
it's one of those ones where I just went, oh, and I went, oh, fuck. Oh shit, it actually came off. Normally I roll it in my fingers for a little bit.
Oh
anyway,
my God.
So yeah.
Anyway, I'm just going to cut him here, and I'll just say that even though first of all, thank you so much if you stay tuned until the end of this podcast. Second of all, you don't have to be moving abroad or wanting to move abroad to take something away from this, I hope. This whole podcast is just us obviously updating you, but also reminding you that life is what you make it, and there is going to be worries, there's going to be concerns, there's going to be risks, there's going to be contemplations, but I always say the biggest risk is not taking a risk at all. And if there's something that's lingering in the back of your mind, whether it is a move, whether it's starting a business, whether it's, I don't know, texting that girl or that guy because you really like them in the gym, like, just, you know, oi, you've got one here. Anyway, back to my thoughts. Just try, because if you don't try, you will never know. And we are going to continue updating you all throughout the process on my own YouTube, George's YouTube, Instagram, these podcasts, because I know a lot of people are excited for our move. You know, you guys are so excited for us, which is so amazing to see. So we'll keep you updated. If you have any questions, make sure you do reach out. And then, yeah, we'll get more of these podcasts pumping out now weekly.
Yep.
Some of them will be bodybuilding related topics. Some of them will just literally sit down.
Just finished her diet as well, so we're going to cover that in next week's about her reverse and her plan of action over the next year. So be on the lookout for the wellness debut, Victoria Kowalska.
Sorry about the noise then. People listen to this on the headphones.
Yeah,
like,
sorry,
oh,
guys.
sorry.
So we'll cover that next week in terms of POA from the coach, the Georgie boy. So plenty more to come, guys.
Again, thank you so much for listening.
I sometimes think if we pause for too long, people are like, is it working?
No,
they
so
can check.
Unpredictable. You say something and then you just look at me and I'm like, are you finished talking?
Guys,
do you want me to talk now? Anyway, guys, sending you all our love, and we'll catch you in the next one.